Logan. Logan. The best superhero movie of this year. Well, I haven't seen Wonder Woman yet, even though I do got the, the Wonder Woman button and fucking my Bat manga shirt. So I haven't seen it. I was supposed to see it today, but anyway. I'm like Logan. You're gonna say that was the best movie. So anyway. Yeah. What's good, YouTube? Oh, that was nasty. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, your host, Rex God Dragon Squad. Bitch! Back here with some Cinema Sins. My boy Jeremy just reacted to that Justice League Paradox, everything wrong with that. And now we finna see what you finna do to Logan. But damn, this nigga do this shit in 17 minutes. He finna rip this motherfucker. No matter how good that movie was, he's about to rip this bitch. I can see this in like 10 minutes or less. Like if it was 10 minutes or less, then like it would show like a little bit of respect. But 17, god damn, they about to run this bitch. So ear tools on, spectacles. Let's hop right into this thing. Yeah. Logan.
45 seconds of logos. Even in a slightly apocalyptic future, can't Logan find better work than being a limo driver? It would have been much less action, but the movie right before this one about how he got to this point would sure be interesting. I know Logan is an old drunken shell of his former self, but under what circumstances did he say, man, I need to park my limo on the side of the road under all these super bright billboards and take a nap? Well, yes, he's old and busted now and weaker, but still,
he was like,
how
fuck
many times
it.
do we need to see the random criminal outfit underestimates Wolverine's abilities and ends up dead because of it routine? You cannot put on a white shirt over fresh bloody wounds and expect to maintain said shirt's whiteness.
Hey Clyde, it's 2029.
Thanks for the date certainty, futuristic talk radio buffoon. Pretty sure even when you're a limo driver, you're not supposed to get drunk in full view of the funeral party. Just saying.
Yeah.
Also, I'm beginning to think it's not officially a comic book movie unless one of the heroes is brooding next to a cemetery in at least one shot.
Wolverine, I knew it was you.
How did she know it was him? He did nothing Wolverine-like here.
Get the f*** away from me.
This is but one of many times Wolverine will drop the F-bomb just because he can. In fact, it gets super distracting as this movie goes along.
It kind of does.
Who is that?
I don't know, some crazy lady.
How did this crazy lady know Logan took someone to a funeral today and where the cemetery was? This guy just knew Logan would be at this hospital today to pick up some drugs from his nurse dealer. A drug deal that apparently takes place.
Does he not Rogers' tombstone? That's Steve Rogers confirmed.
He does have a metal hand you should feel ominous about, I guess.
And since the wheel lugs they found belonged to a 24 Chrysler.
Didn't Logan tell the gang trying to steal the hubcaps that
Those are chrome-plated lugs. You're gonna strip them. Plating flakes off.
basically meaning that they didn't succeed in removing any for the cops to find?
I'm not looking for you, Wolvie. Not really. I'm looking for someone who's looking for you.
How would this guy know Gabriella is looking for Wolverine? And if he knows that, how has he not found her yet? Also, he's looking for Laura because the company he works for needs to get her back and cover it up. But since all the other mutants escaped, isn't the Kitty Pryde out of the bag at this point? Don't they have the technology to create more mutants? Seems like a waste of resources to go find a child Wolverine when you can just make one in a lab. Kind of Logan to carry Professor X to his bed for some rest, and I'd be calmed by this imagery if he wasn't also leaving the wheelchair so far away from the bed as to render Charles immobile until further healing assistance arrives.
Off, Logan.
Alright, even Professor X is saying
Yeah,
we'll
having a
have
good time.
There are no new mutants, understand?
Fox like a word with you.
25 years.
that seems like the exact circumstances of the movie Children of Men, which made about 15% of what this movie made. Too bad Children of Men didn't have a Wolverine character, so more people could have seen it. That bad guy earlier in the limo straight up told Logan he
I don't
knew
even
about his
remember that
keeping
shit.
Professor X down here in Mexico. So why did Logan promptly take zero security precautions upon arriving here? Busted-ass Wolverine can't even get all his claws out without assistance, which I'm just now realizing is the most brutal ED joke ever. God damn. Some movie footage taken from the unaired Wolverine episode of the acclaimed show Intervention.
Or the pus you're wiping away from your knuckles, or the blood I wash from your clothes, or the fresh wounds in your chest.
This guy started out like a genuine character who cares, but now I see he's just an exposition machine.
Shit.
At the film's first script meeting,
Them
the producer
titties,
asked,
I was
"We have a
like,
rating, so
yeah."
what should we do?" Immediately, Tad jumped up and wrote
Fuck.
boobs on the whiteboard, and everyone laughed. And the laughing got violent and out of control, and everyone started high-fiving everyone else in the face, and everyone got bludgeoned to death. Later, the Jimmy
The
John's
hell?
guy arrived and noticed the dead bodies and the whiteboard, and finished writing this scene and the rest of the screenplay, and still delivered all his sandwiches on time. Look, guys, this article is some f***ing bullshit.
Here, take this.
Gabriella could have easily bought or rented a car that Pierce didn't recognize and made the North Dakota trip herself.
To be there Friday.
She could have.
Or we miss our chance to cross.
Exactly.
Because
Why
the
she
Canadian
living with
border
Wolverine?
closes for weeks at a time and only takes illegal immigrants on an appointment basis. So Gabrielle is dead, but what was it that finally led Pierce here? Did he go through the yellow pages and call every single motel asking about a mom and her daughter until he got the one where the manager was like, yes, I know who you're talking about. The little girls always fucking shit up in the parking lot. Murder them promptly, please. These guys killed Gabriella but didn't search the room for her phone. What a bunch of fucking amateurs.
Yeah.
Also, good thing Logan was curious of the whereabouts of her phone, eh? Good thing Gabriella stuck it in a drawer and knew Logan would go searching for it, since it contains the video evidence germane to the plot. When did Logan open up the trunk to his limo? He drove in, immediately started walking into the shelter, and then the trunk magically opened. I guess Laura could have done it somehow, but why open the trunk and immediately hide again? Especially since we find out she's a ridiculously badass mini Wolverine. Also, she stowed away in his limo trunk. Fine. He didn't hear her get in or anything on the long drive to Mexico. Fine. But a girl that age didn't need food or a restroom anywhere along the journey.
She's straight,
long after
bro.
making the threat, villain guy
Out there
finally
in
shows
Mexico,
up to Logan's
bro.
cue ball compound in Mexico. And of course, he's in a black SUV.
What if he wakes up before I get there?
Now
Damn.
he's double unconscious at twice the recovery time.
She's not a mutant.
Yes, she is.
What's her gift, Charles? Eating? Pipe throwing?
This premature questioning of Laura's powers is brought to you by the wholesome goodness of Kellogg's cornflakes. Also, Jesus, he's known
This
and
is
been around her,
nasty.
what, 10 minutes?
Raisin
Why
Bran.
is he so certain she's not a mutant?
Or-
Has Charles previously declared dozens of other children to be the one he was predicting only to be wrong, thereby giving Wolverine a reason for this instant doubt? Okay, a couple things here. There's just no way this asshole, even if he was faking, could have gotten up, gotten to the truck, opened the door, and retrieved that gun this fast without being hurt. Also, and perhaps more importantly, this shot of the albino walking back to the truck proves these f***ing background trucks here are some utter and complete fictional bullshit.
Wow.
They're traveling at 350 miles an hour. Also, Pierce's men just happened to show up right at the moment when Caliban threw his body out into the open, and just when Pierce regained consciousness. Fantastic timing. Why would you think ahead enough to have this camera and monitor, but not have anything further out from the property as an early warning device regarding unwanted visitors? Let's be clear, she's watching all this shit go down on the monitor, but doesn't stop eating her cereal and act until her own life is threatened. Yes, self-preservation is strong, especially with kids, but the way this plays out suggests she has zero heart and is fine munching on cornflakes while Wolverine gets the
X-23
shit out of it.
Savage.
And yeah, she saves the day here
Got
in a
no
few
heart.
minutes, but that doesn't make this moment any less cold-blooded. They're here to capture this girl, but do nothing for several seconds after she walks outside.
'Cause they know she
Yes,
a real
because
ass
she's carrying
nigga.
a head, but whatever. These guys are experts at missing.
Stormtroopers.
She heals.
Then why bring a whole bunch of gun-toting henchmen out here then? Pierce told this guy to stop shooting because she heals, but the director of the film wants this action scene to seem more exciting, so shooting.
Damn. Ah!
Hit girl, eat your heart out.
Exactly. Fuck you talking
These
about.
assholes don't shoot the tires, and for some reason never thought to slash the tires in the first place. Racing to beat a train to avoid capture and only barely making it cliche. Okay, so
Yeah.
Logan found this phone in the motel room where Gabriella got murdered, but there are two things that bother me about him watching this video. First, the phone apparently has no auto lock, unless Gabriella went to her settings to prevent the auto lock. Second, even if she did set it this way, the battery life on the phone was at 57% when Logan found it, meaning it survived an entire trip to Mexico and countless more hours being constantly on. Third, what exactly told Logan to go back to her phone and find videos on it? This top secret
I don't
illegal
know.
research facility sure has no one monitoring to make sure employees don't videotape the harsh conditions inside. Here she is filming a secret green shot at so close an angle she's basically this facility's documentarian.
They're making soldiers.
But perhaps more importantly, they're letting me film wherever the f I damn well please. It's like I'm not even here. I don't even know why I was trying to be stealthy about it earlier. Also, the movie steals the flashback from Captain America Civil War. Logan helping Charles P. is a scene I could have gone the rest of my life without seeing,
Yeah,
and I'd have been
nasty.
happy.
These two.
Bitch!
Not okay.
Hilarious moment, but still, nanoseconds away from this being filleted. This is basically comic timing ex machina here. Asshole Gabriella decides that her documentary is more important than saving this kid's life.
I read about a place up north.
And on that vague statement, the entirety of this movie's plot will hinge. She read about it. Thank f***ing God it's actually real. She risked kids' lives on that.
Yeah.
Also, did Gabriella have access to premium editing software? She's able to use the audio from her testimonial and lay it on top of all the other footage she's using. And she couldn't have had much time to do this since she recorded her testimonial in the motel room where she later died.
She a fucking YouTuber, bro.
It means that I am dead.
If you're watching this, it means I'm dead, cliche. Also, geez, wouldn't all this video evidence have made Logan more inclined to help her earlier? Who
Probably.
decides you can drive from Mexico to Oklahoma City without any U.S. cops noticing all the bullet holes and road rage damage to your car and pulling you over? Logan shows up in a limo full of
Yeah.
bullet holes and smashed glass.
I was
A guy
thinking
who
that
looks a lot
too.
like Professor X is about to be wheeled through a casino and nobody freaking notices that reports it. If Professor X is being called a weapon of mass destruction, then certainly he's famous enough to warrant some recognition. Christ, I knew he was a drunk, but they just f***ing got here, and he's already down that many bottles? This is a f***ing huge hotel room. For folks trying to lay low and simply get to Canada, they sure did splurge on the hotel room budget. After ridiculing these comics earlier today, Logan apparently still took some with him to get the car swapped, and thank holy Moses he did, since that's how he learns about Eden being fictional. These two rando villain thugs are so obvious, Logan spots them immediately, and I can't help but wonder if it was the all-black attire, the sunglasses, or the earpieces that gave them away. If they'd been dressed dressed in Hawaiian shirts and khakis, would they have blended in? It's
Yeah.
shocking how much Logan and Jason Bourne have in common, actually. If Charles is strong and imbalanced enough to cause this sort of thing, why is Logan the only individual just unfazed enough to walk and push elevator buttons and He's got healing
'cause he
powers
used
and
to it.
indestructible metal on his skeleton. He has 0 mind powers whatsoever, though this movie is named after him, and perhaps that's enough. Hell yeah, this scene.
Yeah.
And even though all that was caught on camera and they were super lots of stories up, they will still get out before some SWAT invasion of this lobby.
I guess you prefer me pharmaceutically castrated, rambling on.
That's literally you with or without medication. This movie accurately predicts the near future of automated semi-trucks.
That's pretty
But
cool.
Auto trucks.
sins by going too far overboard to draw attention to it. Because some stupid auto truck decides to change lanes for no reason, this movie finds a 20-minute detour where Logan and crew are essentially responsible for a chain of events leading to the killing of an innocent family.
Yeah, that was some bullshit.
Keep going. Someone will come.
And they were black.
Logan is totally right, of course, but ultimately decides that placing an innocent family in danger is okay, because it would be rude not to help them, and go to their house for dinner and spend the night. Well, the government-funded hate squad does at least know how to find a good sunset to pose in front of.
We'll find a motel.
The nearest one is 2 hours from here. It's not even that nice.
According to the clock, it's 7:30. The nearest motel is 2 hours away, which means it will be the super late hour of 9:30 by the time they get there. So I totally agree with their decision to stay at this house, since anything past 9 leads to sleep deprivation and Mad Max Fury Road conditions.
You want some dessert?
2 days on the road, only one meal and hardly any sleep.
Charles convinces Logan to stay at this house because of the lack of sleep, but why can't he and Laura sleep in the car? Nate really loves horses, and drawing pictures of horses, and generally all things horse. In fact, this is an orgy of evidence that this kid loves him some horses. But don't pigeonhole him. He's really into deathcore bands and Abraham Lincoln, too. Evil Corporation, bent on creating children warriors, wasn't all bad. They took fun group photos and probably had pizza day sometimes. This entire scene unfortunately telegraphs that this person isn't really Logan. He's always too far to the edge of the screen or shrouded in shadow. And it's evil clone Logan.
I mean,
He looks
I
very
didn't
much
didn't
like real
tell.
Logan. So they could have been way less coy with shots like this if they wanted to fool us. Imagine if you saw Logan here with enough light to see features on his face, and you weren't triggered by the camera work that something was amiss, and then you see someone you legit think is Logan stab Charles? That would have ruled. Also, I'm wondering why the X-24 allows Charles to tell this entire story before killing him. He's got a flair for the dramatic, this unthinking killing machine.
This was, without a doubt, the most perfect night I've had in a very long time.
Aww, this moment almost makes me forget how stupid it was to stay here. The X-24, a ball of white-hot rage, decides against trying to kill his less evil twin. I was already bothered at how he basically ignored Logan, because he didn't ignore anyone else in this house thus far. But why does he have to walk all slow like a Terminator? How is he not programmed with any time is of the essence software? Is it just trying to be menacing?
All right, we gotta go around that truck and flank them farmers.
Flank what farmers? The ones that X-24 already killed? They're all dead, dude. Makes me think this shot was originally intended to come slightly earlier in the scene, before X-24 does all his carnage, but somehow ended up back here later in the scene where it doesn't make any sense. Also, this gate allows this kind of arm access, and grenades just happen to be an arm's length away. Caliban gives sufficient warning to Pierce before blowing himself in the struggle.
Yeah, that was retarded.
You know it's a Marvel movie when you see the main hero fighting against a stronger bastardization of himself.
Damn.
Okay,
Yeah.
this film's action is brutal and excellent, and worth a sin off. How the f*** is this guy
Decent.
still alive? He was stabbed in the chest and thrown down some stairs. Bad
Yeah.
guys once again leave Logan's lone mode of transportation completely intact before doing their evil Laura probably has the strength to carry Wolverine, and maybe has
They ain't
the
saying
ability
about
to
the
steal a
black
truck.
family
How
though.
did she drive
Like-
it? Did she use an umbrella and cane to reach the gas and brake pedals?
I don't know how you got
Didn't emphasize on that.
Thank you.
I guess Laura's world is like Star Wars, where people speak 2 different languages to each other and understand everything.
It is a 2-day drive.
Wait, you were in Oklahoma City having come from Mexico. You traveled north from there, found the farm family you helped kill, then passed out the next day while driving, and the girl drove you to a tiny town doctor. So you're probably in Kansas, maybe even Nebraska. My point is that it's only a 2-day drive from North Dakota if you go by bicycle. Wow, his shoulder, neck, and back are all remarkably burn-free after this. Tap it. Jesus Christ. Also, those numbers are on the manila envelope Laura showed Logan, and are even in the fucking Eden storyline comic book. If it's a secret location, how many places did they need to leave the numbers so Laura could find it? They basically wrote these numbers on everything Laura had in her possession. It's probably sewn in the inside of her sock and tattooed on her bicep. If they just left it in the comic book and sent that with Laura, then no evil people would have been able to stumble on a handwritten version on the photo to show up in the finale.
No comprende.
You are dying.
Were you just speaking Spanish out of spite? I'm guessing Laura is driving this car, they're using the toys from Toy Story 2 or the fish from Finding Dory. Dude, she just kept it steady for what looks like a couple hundred feet worth of cranking. And you say this just as the gurney reaches the top? Are you the resident asshole? Bet you have a fucking apple in your pocket right now. This movie suddenly got all hook on my ass. Bangarang! bang! They could have called this movie Logan. Logan Waking Up a Bunch. And while that's a title for marketing purposes, it would be an accurate one.
You had a nightmare.
Yeah, it was called Van Helsing.
You know what it is.
It's the adamantium bullet I intended to kill myself with, which will tie a nice little irony bow on this movie when it's used to kill my evil clone X-24. Duh.
I kill people too.
This little girl, she kills this role. She
does. She a fucking goat.
Okay, this is a cool shot, but this is the first time in the entire movie the bad guys have used drones.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they have surveilled the farmhouse by drone earlier, or the original Mexican compound Logan called home? Also, why doesn't this drone look cooler? This is 2029, people. This looks like a drone from regular old 2016. What the fuck is that shit? Scissoring. Also prank shaving. And said prank shaving was all just for this cheesy comic book nod of a facial hair look. When these kids were escaping from Transigen, they either took Monopoly and Risk before they left, or they had time to go to a store and either buy or steal those games.
Bad happens to people I care about.
Maybe it's true, but it's also the most overused trick for superheroes on film to push people away to create emotional conflict, so forgive me if I am unmoved. It's been a full day since that government drone flew over this compound, and that is just way too long. They should have attacked by lunchtime, but they're waiting until tomorrow for reasons unexplained. Cool, ominous drone shot though, bro. Luckily, Logan woke up in time to see these drones, the convoy of bad guys, and the ability to insert himself into the finale. I like how after seeing the obviously evil drones, Logan still feels the need to use the tourist goggles to make sure the kids are actually in danger.
Yeah.
How much rescue time did he lose with this? Logan's run. Say, don't these kids have powers?
We need to reach them before they get to the border.
Okay, but why? Are there Canadian troops up there ready to bust a cap? The border seems
Bust a
pretty
cap.
ceremonial in our society. And this is a remote North Dakotan mountain range where they are crossing, so I doubt there's any official border crossing anyway. But even if there were, you have an army, and you have an X-24, and you're chasing state secrets about genetically modified super soldiers. Surely you would just keep chasing them into Canada until you or they were dead, right? You make the border sound like a force field. These guys stopped to watch the dirt levitation show instead of just shooting this chick. Logan movie finally gives Wolverine fans something they've been wanting for 8 movies. Berserker mode, and it's f***ing awesome.
Yeah.
This WWE
That shit went
wannabe
hard.
soldier guy somehow found that green liquid Logan took earlier. He had the foresight to think, gee, maybe a super mutant is chasing us from behind, leaving backpacks and evidence in his wake on his way to killing us all. I should go investigate the woods way behind where everyone else in this movie currently is. Sure, they have Laura surrounded, but why haven't they figured out a better way to contain her yet? They're still pointing guns at her, which they know don't work, and they still haven't figured out some sort of super strong, silly putty kind of bullshit that keeps the Hulk and the Flash at bay.
The goal was not to end mutant kind, but to control it.
Xander decides
Oh,
it's time to
somebody
monologue
died.
because that's how these
RP.
assholes always end up dying.
Damn. Damn.
I will never get tired of her kicking ass and screaming. Never. Kinda wish I knew what all these kids' powers were before they got to this point. I guess somebody has the power to control plants, and I guess they're called Arborman, or Arborman, or something. This kid is using some sort of force field or blurry power, and the others appear to be doing stuff that we never learn about. That looks great and all, but anyone who knows anything about X-24 is going to know that this is f***ing worthless. Can't these kids surround X-24 and use their undefined powers to kill
They
him?
could.
So this is a touching moment, and the movie can be praised for actually killing big characters during it. But as much as I love Laura turning this cross to make it look like an X, couldn't they have taken him across the border and buried him in Canada, his place of birth? I mean, the guy gets buried 500 feet away from his home country, and I'm supposed to be moved? You dragged him into a stolen truck, Laura. You have the ability.
Yeah, that's crazy. Damn, they knew my nigga Justice.
You leave me alone with that f***ing albino. He doesn't listen to me.
You're gonna give me the keys to your car and some money for gas, or you're gonna wake up in the hospital. Trust me, I know how these things play out.
Oh, because you're from the future.
No, because of these.
We're gonna have a big vegetable patch. We're gonna have a rabbit hutch. And down in the flat, we'll have a little field of alfalfa.
For the rabbit.
Swing away, Meryl. Meryl. Swing away.
Damn.
It's an Indian Air Force drone. Solar cells can power an entire farm. Take the wheel, Tom.
Language, Logan.
Language.
Language. I know he's about to do that with Captain America. I will always love you.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
She got me on the counter. Wasn't me.
Hell no. Cinema Sins be funny with them shit at the end though. Them and who else does it? I think it's just them that does it. Yeah. I think the only people that do it though. But yeah. Another fire Cinema Sins. like, excuse me. Yeah, like I said, shit was fire. I think I did a Logan review though. I think I'm not really sure. I don't know when I started doing reviews though, to be honest. I don't even really be doing reviews. I haven't done a review on Guardians of the Galaxy or King Arthur or Baywatch. But anyway, yeah, this was pretty good. He kind of ripped them, but like it was like respectful. You feel me? Like it wasn't like he was like fucking joking the ass or nothing like that. Like how he be doing with the other ones though. So I wasn't really mad with none of the stuff he was saying in this, but yeah, this is good. You got what 113 Sins, pretty decent. Logan, like I said, best movie in March. Sorry, Power Rangers, trash, trash. Get that mediocre. Sorry, nah. Shout out to my nigga Jody though. But yeah, that's all pretty much I gotta say about that though. Guts to them Sins. Can't wait for the next one. You guys can post your comments down below. Tell me what you guys thought about this. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Dislike if you didn't. Subscribe. I upload every single day except for on Fridays, and I'm finna be out this bitch. Dragon Squad, bitch. Logan, my nigga Logan, bro. Damn, they say nothing about the Deadpool though. And like I said, they ain't saying nothing about the black family though. But I don't know. I guess they want to get into that, but it's whatever. Yeah, I'm out this bitch.
God, gosh.